treat it like the mother goddess, right? But you want to be able to keep track. That's one key thing. So this is when somebody need to validate themselves, when they come talking about numbers, hey, make sure they got numbers. Make sure they did the work. Make sure they can show their brain on paper, right? So I got so many calculations, right? So what are the numbers outside of 369, 12, 48, right? It's 333, 75, right? These are the numbers when you take 369 away. These are remember, in the science of synchronicity, right? Remember I told you, I created and discovered the law of 23. Now, nature got a program. So it shows us the law of 23 by way of seeing three sets of tools in the form of two people walking in three different directions. Now, you can see 333 on a phone string, or you could see, or a 333 on a phone can indicate a 333 function outside. It can be observed in nature's coded mathematical language and algorithmic system right after seeing 333. So you see 333. First, it was something you did in the unseen, which is why you saw it. And then once you saw it, it produced. Now you hold it in your aura. Because now once you see it, it's a reason you need to see it. Remember, these numbers come from your past life. You catch back up to a timeline, an activation, your soul evolution. When you first got here on the planet, you was in your lower chakra. You was in a root. Now, the root chakra, once you get to the crown chakra, you can then start to activate different dimensions of Malkut. And Malkut is just one plane, but then you got to get past when you're dealing with the mental, the physical plane, the mental, the astral, the etheric, the higher planes that relates to the great mother Sophia's or Shekinah, right? Or the great spider grandmother who webbed things into existence. Now, the ancient mystery, they had Mother God, because Mother God, she relates to before creation. But she relates to the universe that relates to Pisces, or the pi that relates to Pisces, pi that relates to the feminine, the golden ratio. But this is all relating to the Metatron's cube, the Ansoff, or this is relating to a SAR. But it's also relating to, right? And what else? Spider gods love that one, right? Okay. 8 is the number of the Lord of you, blind. 8 twice is nature, 9 is the number of completion, yep. 8 is the number of this round. What God are you referring to, right? Many gods, right? And we're going to talk about many gods, right? When they was talking about many gods, they was talking about one God. People don't know. This is why people got to do the research, right? So if this is my body and my name is Aubrey, and I got legs, feet, toes, I don't call them Aubrey. I give them their own names, right? So when the ancients was talking about one God, and they was talking about God feet or legs, they called it different names. And they saying the wind God, the sky God, this God, that God. So when people don't really understand or get, right, I'm going to tell you, don't ask me about the book unless you went to my website, Aubrey, the genius, right? I'm being funny. But nah, for real. Check out my book, right? If you don't ask me about my book, that means if you're on my page and you ain't hit my name at the top to look at my page to see that I'm an author, that means you just here absorbing knowledge and you don't know who you listening to, right? And you thinking I'm just on TikTok look, I'm not a thought on TikTok thinking you can I'm not a TikTok thought you could just be strolling back and forth. Don't treat me like everybody else. I'm not like everybody else. I've been doing this shit way before the internet. And then, oh yeah, I'm here to give you some game. I never hate you. I have to hate myself, right? So I got love for you. I'm here to lead you out of whatever situation you in life. You need to be, you really at a higher level. You really supposed to be making way more money You really at another level. You're supposed to be at a different location. I'm trying to help you. See, one thing I show people is certain people at a certain level of abundance and harmony. We at peace. We exactly where we supposed to be. We in the greatest location of luxury. But okay, cool. Isn't there a gatekeeper for each separate path of the tree you make peace with to grow spiritually? You tell me. Do you know, or do you kind of know? Right? Okay, so the tree is a double, triple metaphor. So I can speak about it on all levels because it has so many different. It's a grid. It's a two-dimensional grid. It's a blueprint. It's a symbol. Something you can funnel through the symbol multiple different ways. If you understand the left and the right and become a Yahweh. If you understand the 2 and the 6. If you understand the number 8 and the number 10. Even the 12, if we want to talk about the 12, or even if we want to talk about the number 40, how do you relate to number 40? What are the 3 mother letters of creation? Do you know how to zigzag back up the tree? Do you understand the zigzag, right? Do you understand what it means to be here? Do you know what it means? Do you get the tree, really? Even in you living a left-hand path versus a right-hand path versus bringing it together in the middle. Because some people think you can read about the tree into understanding it. Some things you have to live. If you know anything about the tree, it's less about what you read and more about what you live. And I guess some people don't get that because 80% of most Masons don't know nothing. Most Masons don't know nothing. Most Masons on TikTok ain't talking about nothing. They ain't got nothing to talk about because they don't know the mystery. They just talking about some political Mason bullshit because they've been put in another religion. They don't know shit. So I'm not, this is the real mystery. So it's all about how did we get here? How is we going to ascend? Right? When the Babas, when the elders, when the master teachers, when they was doing the work in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, Dr. Ben, Riketti Amen, Rinoko Rashidi, Dr. Delbert Blair, Amos Wilson, when we talking about W.E. Du Bois, when we talking about Ida D. Wells, when we talk about some of the greats, the Black Star, we could talk about Marcus Garvey. Don't forget Clarence, don't forget the father, Clarence 13X, right? Because I'm born 222, so I'm here to do what I'm here to do. But don't get it twisted. When there was a conscious wave, it was just a couple thousands of us. I've been doing this. I'm gonna show you where this come from. See, in 2012, I was conscious. I was seeing spiritual signs. I was seeing shit slow down. Do you know what it was? I'm 29. I live in Chicago. Do you know what it was like for me to be 17 in a time, in an era? I used to wear crystals. I used to have books, and everybody used to want to gang bang and kicking it and and me and only a couple thousand or 100,000 people on the planet are conscious online. And then 8 years later, the whole planet is now lit. Hey, that's the best shit ever on the planet. The whole planet now lit. Do you know how much I have done for the collective? People don't even get. I'm 29. When I was 24, when I was 23, 24, I had already did 100-something tarot readings. I had already had 50, 60-something testimonies from having hundreds of clients. Because I used to go viral back in the day. I'm known for going viral on Facebook back in the day. I'm known for me being a conscious celebrity back in the day. I know people that you watch online. And look, when you're supposed to be a person that people watch online, because real people that really do the work, we don't chase the limelight. That's why you got a lot of doctors, you got a lot of babas who you will never see online because they don't care to be online. You got a lot of people who do more work than people online that you will never see because they don't care to be seen. Now, it's all about what you know. Okay? That's one thing. Now, let's get back to it. The Black Seminoles. Yeah, we was here before the slave trade and this and that. Yeah, Native American we been here. But guess what? Even though we've been here as Native Americans, guess what? All Africans are not the same Africans. So guess what a Native American is? Just a different name for a different kind of African that got black blood too, but they got a different phenotype. And Africans are not all from the same star system. So they're just saying that they're just a different African that traveled here at a time and settled and made home and made this land at home way before Columbus. But are they really saying that? No, for real, we're from America. We never been from Africa. If you think that you're from America, you never been to Africa, then you don't know history. You got half of the conversation right, but you don't know what the full conversation is about. Everything that manifested spun off of Africa. When we had Pangea, we had the Panacea, I forgot what they call it. It's on the tip of my tongue. And we had this through line, right? And we even used to catch currents. And we used to know how to ride currents from east to south. And from different oceans. We would ride different currents as Moors, as navigators, even as the ancients. But even when we navigated on certain currents and we was already moving things from Kemet, Egypt, Kush, Ethiopia, we was already traveling from West Africa, North Africa, even South Africa. We was already traveling into the Americas, setting up and traveling back. But everybody did not, it wasn't our goal to just stay there as people. That's why we always came, and we never made it a thing to always just be coming. It was like a vacation. We would come there every so many thousand, so many years, right, for different reasons. Or if we needed to, we would come there on special trips to America. We already knew we existed in Asia, we existed in different places. We had already traveled and unified. Atlantis was so big, Kemet, Egypt was so big, we had already traveled and made a connection with all our people in so many places. Because you gotta understand, we were some of the most genius people on the planet. We had already had the perfect alignment in a pyramid of Giza with the perfect star alignments with the three wise men. So we already had precise. We even knew how to cut off the blocks of granite and use different elements in order to record different records and different constellations. So we would draw different symbols, right? And we will wait for animals to interact under certain celestial holidays, which come from farmer holidays. And our celestial holidays come from farmer holidays because our ancestors used to be out in nature and all day. They would self-rule and they would create their own food because magic starts with the roots. So when people doing roots, they can pull up some seeds. It just start with your food when somebody want to be with you or hex you or put your ass down, right? It starts with the herbs. It starts with what you gonna eat. Oh, okay. I'm sending out 1,000 of what to the village, to the market. Oh, okay. Play around with our people. We gonna send some shit out. Look. But what is the point? What is the point? Spiritual holidays, celestial holidays came from farmer holidays who were astronomers, who were also farmers, who was also record keepers. And from being in these, from studying, from harvesting nature, over time our ancestors used to observe so many spiritual patterns. They used to look up and see that it would be a certain star in a certain placement. It would be certain symbols. But not only would they see that it would be certain things taking place in the sky while certain things taking place in front of them below. They would notice the connection that while every time something taking place up there, this or that is occurring down here. And after noticing and keeping track, they was able to notice, and after generations and generations, because they kids. When they kids was born, they taught them about, it was school, before school, we had the mystery systems. So when it wasn't until the Europeans they went into Kenya, right? And they saw the Zulus, the West Africa, the Dogon, and that's where they learned about Series B. They learned about the second sun. We didn't need a telescope. We didn't need a regular GPS, right? So we knew how to utilize synchronicity, spiritual patterns, in order to get from point A to point B. So you in this phase in your life, and you trying to figure out how I'm gonna make this decision to jump from right here to right here. But you need to understand what the ancients knew. They understood patterns. What if I told you that you can spend money to make money? What if I told you I had a key for you? Look, people don't be ready either. I'm gonna tell you, like, if you want the course, drop course, right? And this course is gonna be my third book. I'm coming out with my third book very soon. I had a lot of success for my first book. I met a lot of stars. If you know me, you know you can find me in pictures with different celebrities, content celebrities, TV celebrities, rappers, a rapper. You can. I know people, right? But when I'm in picture with them, guess what? They in pictures with me. But guess why? Because I know why they see what they see. So guess what I understand about value when I meet people. They don't know why they met me, but I know why I met them. But then again, special people know why you met. They know who you are just as much as you may know who they are. I might not know who the person is or what they do. I might just meet them. But the reason I met them, and when you're in proximity, special people, they know you did something special to be around them. So they already know who you are based upon energy. So the most powerful people in the world are attracted to me. The most powerful people in the room are attracted to the most powerful people in the room. So I know me. I always meet the most powerful people on the planet, in the community, in the room. So when a person meet me, I see what not too many people see. So by the time you meet me, I already know why you up in the store next to me. Even if you don't know, even if you're predicting, like usually some people when you special, when you higher up, you can predict that okay, I know I can tell this person finna speak to me. Or I can tell this person she think I'm handsome, she think I'm handsome, right? I could tell this, I can see this, I can see that, right? What is my point? My point is this. If you understand the value of your presence and that anybody can't just be in sync with you, because wealthy people understand that when you talking with them, anybody can just be in sync with them. You ain't gotta over-explain. They already know that you doing something powerful, or wherever you going somewhere. You in alignment. They understand proximity. So I know who I am to God and who I am, and what I'm going through or not going through based upon what God always showed me. So God would be like, man, I'm finna be put out. I mean, not God. People would be like, I'm about to be put out. What I'm gonna do with my life? What I'm gonna do with my time? I just lost my job. But then they getting all these spiritual signs, and they're not paying attention to who God showed you that you are. If you know who you are, and you see what you see, and you know what you know in a way that only you know it, and you see that see, God treated you special and separated you and got you in solitude and got you in a special situation. But if you don't know that that's who you are to God, and you believe more in what you see, and you don't see beyond what you see, the reason you get signs so God can show you something beyond what you see that transcends space and time. So you could be seeing the future before the future, and you just have to make it through the maze of the presence to get to the future, the full alignment of what you're seeing. So you get in all of the signs, but you're going through bullshit, and your life seems upside down, but you're trying to figure out why. You got somewhere you're supposed to be. You see 333 because you have to become it in the unseen. 333 It's something you did in the darkness that led to it coming to the light to your visual sight. So 333, it existed in your past lifetime that found its way back into this lifetime. And if it wasn't phones or phones or clocks in the past life, then you used to see 333 in a different form. But the energy came back in a pattern. So when you see it and you snapshot it, it's in your aura, you're automatically gonna project it forward. And it's going to exist in your future again. In your next lifetime, you're going to start to see 333 on a different plane. When you elevate from this lifetime, it's going to happen again. But it's going to look different. But you're going to see it again. But just like you saw it in the last lifetime, it's something, remember, whatever you done in the dark, you made it come into the light. But when you project it in front of you, you gotta go out and find it. When you go out and find it, ooh, you in alignment with a 333 experience. What is the 333? What is the 333? Let's say you've been seeing 333 a lot. You've been seeing 444 a lot.